Continue with the module 1, that is microwave transmission lines. So here in this you know that already we derive this equation dou v by dou z is equal to Ri plus L into dou I by dou t. So we know that sinusoidal variation of v is equal to v of z e to the power of j omega t, and I is equal to I of z e to the power of j omega t. So v parameter is vary with respect to z only, and I current also with respect to z only. So differentiating above equation with respect to z. So dou v by dou z is equal to d of v of z by dz e to the power of j omega t. And here dou I by dou t is equal to I of z, since we are differential with respect to t, I of z e to the power of j omega t into j omega. So you can see the difference here. Voltage is differentiated with respect to z, and current is differentiated with respect to t. So next, dv of z by dz e to the power of j omega t is equal to Ri plus L dou I by dou t. So is equal to R I of z, and so I can be replaced with the sinusoidal variation. So I of z e to the power of j omega t plus L into I of z e to the power of j omega t into j omega. In both the terms, e to the power of j omega t take the common e to the power of j omega t, that is R plus j omega L into I of z. So here e to the power of j omega c in the right hand side and e to the power of j omega c in the left hand side will get cancelled. So d of v of z by dz is equal to R plus j omega L into I of z. So dv of z by dz, we already know that R plus j omega L is series impedance. So that term will be replaced by z. And we know the solution of the current as I plus e to the power of gamma z plus I minus e to the power of minus gamma z. Already I told that I plus and I minus are the constant and gamma is the propagation constant. Similarly, v of z is equal to v plus e to the power of plus gamma z plus v minus e to the power of minus gamma z. We'll differentiate this above equation with respect to z. So dv of z divided by dz is equal to v plus e to the power of plus gamma z into gamma v minus e to the power of minus gamma z into minus gamma. So dv of z by dz is equal to v plus gamma e to the power of plus gamma z minus v minus e to the power of minus gamma z into gamma. We'll take it as equation 2. So comparing equation 1 and 2, zi plus equals I plus gamma. So I plus is now v plus gamma by z. V plus, and I already know that gamma is the propagation constant and it is square root of zy divided by z. So I plus is v plus square root of y by z. So while taking this z inside means it will become z square. So numerator z and denominator 1z will get cancelled and the remaining term is y by z. So I plus is equal to v plus divided by, break the numerator term to denominator, that is z by y. Therefore I plus is equal to v plus by z naught. Similarly here I minus is equal to minus v minus by z into gamma minus v minus gamma is square root of zy, that is propagation constant, divided by z. And again here taking z inside, so it will become one numerator z and denominator z will get cancelled. So the term is y by z. So I minus is equal to minus v minus square root of z by y, and I minus is equal to minus v minus divided by z naught. So where in both the terms we can see that z naught is equal to square root of zy. It is called as a characteristic impedance of transmission line, where z is r plus j omega L and y is g plus j omega c. So here in this transmission line, we need to the boundary conditions of transmission line. So what the two equations, already we know that these two equations are the different wave equations. So wave equations with the solutions as v of z is equal to v plus e to the power of gamma z plus v minus e to the power of minus gamma z, and I of z is I plus e to the power of gamma z plus I minus e to the power of minus gamma z, where gamma is propagation condition constant. So we already know that we derived just now I plus is equal to v plus by z naught. So again in the high z equations we are replacing I plus by v plus by z naught into e to the power of gamma z plus minus v minus divided by z naught e to the power of minus gamma z. So in both the terms we'll take 1 by z naught as common. Therefore v plus e to the power of gamma z minus v minus e to the power of minus gamma z. So the quantities v plus and the v minus can be found out by using the boundary condition of a transmission line. So figure shows the boundary condition of the transmission line. We can see here the two ends, that is generator end and the load end. Generator end, generator is connected, and the load end, the load ZL is connected. Across the load ZL, current is IL and voltage is VL. And we can see here the positive direction of Z also in the diagram. So the boundary condition at the load end is as follows. At z is equal to 0, v of z is equal to IL and I of z is equal to IL. So IL is nothing but VL by ZL. So VL is the voltage across the load and IL is current through the load. Using the boundary conditions of equation 3 in equation 1 and 2. So v of z at z is equal to 0. So at z is equal to 0, you can already seen that the equation that e to the power of gamma z. When z is equal to 0 means e to the power of gamma z is also equal to 0. So e to the power of 0 is 1. So remaining term is v plus v minus is equal to, we'll take both the terms as VL. Similarly, I of z is at z is equal to 0 equals 1 by z naught. Here also we'll get v plus minus v minus. So we'll take this term as IL. So adding equation 4 and 5. So here we can both the term v minus and minus v minus will get cancelled. So 2v plus is equal to VL plus IL into z naught. V plus is equal to 1 by 2 VL plus IL into Z naught, and V minus is equal to 1 by 2 VL minus IL into Z naught. So V of Z is equal to, substitute, so we using equation 6 and 7. So whatever the answer we get in 6 and 7, in we substitute in equation 1 and 2. So V of Z is equal to 1 by 2 VL plus IL into Z naught into the power of gamma Z. So here already we see that here V plus and V minus solutions we got this. Again we need to substitute in equation 1 and 2. So 1 by 2 VL plus IL Z naught into the power of gamma Z plus 1 by 2 VL minus IL Z naught into the power of minus gamma Z. So similarly IZ will be 1 by 2 Z naught VL plus IL Z naught into the power of gamma Z minus 1 by 2 Z naught VL minus IL Z naught into the power of minus gamma Z. So you can see in equation 8, if I take VL as common, you can see first term also VL is there, second term also VL is there. If I take VL as common, the first remaining term is e to the power of gamma Z, and the second term it is plus e to the power of minus gamma Z divided by 2 plus. So I can take here IL into Z naught as common. Then the first one it is e to the power of gamma Z minus e to the power of minus gamma Z divided by 2. As we know that e to the power of x plus e to the power of minus x divided by 2 will get it as cos hyperbolic gamma z. According to that, we'll write it as v of z is equal to VL cos hyperbolic gamma z plus IL z naught sin hyperbolic gamma z. Similarly, we can prove for the current also. I of z is equal to IL e to the power of gamma z plus e to the power of minus gamma z divided by 2 plus VL by z naught e to the power of gamma z minus e to the power of minus gamma z divided by 2. So I of z is equal to IL cos h gamma z, that is hyperbolic gamma z, plus VL by z naught sin hyperbolic gamma z. So equation 10 and 11 constitutes a very useful form of voltage and current at any point on a transmission line. So this transmission line equation is very important in the point of examination. This question is compulsory, they'll ask in the university examination, that is derive the equation for transmission lines. So we need to derive up to here I of z and V of z and I of z values. So next, expression for attenuation constant alpha and phase constant beta. Already I told that propagation constant gamma is equal to alpha plus j into beta, where alpha is the attenuation constant and beta is a phase constant. At microwave frequencies, the reactance of the series inductance L will be very large and the shunt capacitance C will be very small. So propagation constant gamma is equal to square root of z by. So this is equal to square root of, we know that z is r plus j omega l and y is g plus j omega c. So in this first term I am taking j omega l as common. So 1 plus r by j omega l plus j omega c. One second term 1 plus g by j omega c. So j omega square into LC. So 1 plus r by j omega l by 1 by 2. And if you remove the square root, that is 1 plus g by j omega c to the power 1 by 2. So expanding the whole equation by using the binomial theorem. So gamma is equal to, here the first term j omega will take outside square root, it is j omega square root of LC. Since r and g are very small, the square and the higher order of r plus j omega l and g by j omega c can be neglected. So you can see in the equation that higher order powers are neglected. So the remaining term will be 1 plus r by 2 j omega l and 1 plus g by 2 j omega c. So j omega root LC is multiply both the term, that is 1 plus r by j 2 omega l plus g by j 2 omega c minus rg by 4 omega square LC. Why we are written here minus means while multiplying here r by j 2 omega l and g by j 2 omega c, j square term will come. J square is nothing but minus. Therefore minus rg by 4 omega square LC. So gamma is equal to j omega root LC 1 plus r by j2 omega l plus g by j2 omega c. So neglecting the negative term inside the bracket since it is very small. So therefore gamma is equal to j omega c square root of LC plus r by 2l square root of LC plus g by 2c square root of LC. So gamma is nothing but r plus j beta. So separating the real and imaginary parts, attenuation constant alpha is r by 2 square root of c by l plus g by 2 square root of l by c, and the phase constant, that is imaginary term, omega into root LC. So similarly, the characteristic equation is given by z naught is equal to square root of z by y. Again here substitute the value of z and y. So in the numerator term we will take j omega l as common, square root of 1 plus r by j omega l, and again in the denominator term square root of j omega c common, square root of 1 plus g by j omega c. So square root of l by c into 1 plus r by j omega l to the power 1 by 2, and the denominator, since the square root of 1 plus g omega c is in the denominator, I will take the numerator. So it is 1 plus g by j omega c to the power 1 minus 1 by 2. Here also using the binomial theorem and neglecting the higher order term, I will get the term like this. So square root of L by C 1 plus 1 by 2 r by j omega L minus g by j omega C plus r g by 4 omega square LC. So neglecting the higher order terms and rg terms also, where since it is bracket, the term in the bracket is very much less than 1. Therefore z naught is equal to square root of L by C.